Hello and welcome. This is Ian Frank again. This is my personal project for VREP, and I haven't been doing this for super long. I've only been doing it as in my class, my school, for since last term started, the fourth term. So I haven't been doing this for too long. It's only a few weeks. So just gonna stick that out there, I guess. So, I don't know. This is one of my earlier projects, and I found I really like to do things in Blender with lighting. Lighting is something I just really enjoy. Like, it's just, I don't know, because I found that I'm not really the best at making 3D models, but I can make, let's say, slightly above average scenes, much more detailed looking with shadows. And this is, I experimented a lot with kind of like my tutorial video using indirect lighting, where this cube emits light and kind of tried to give the illusion that these cubes are floating towards it by creating a cube with transparency in it, and then just having all of them sit within it. Oops. Yeah, and I experimented a bit. Like, this is one of my more recent ones. Probably not the best, but it's, it's kind of unfinished. But I decided to mess around with some of the modifiers, like adding an ocean to try to make it look like there was a vast amount of sand. And this one right here, this house, this was actually the very first thing I created. Through the class that we're doing, we have a, it teaches you like the basics of like, here's how you like make objects, like making the triangle, the light window and whatnot. I didn't really do it to the specifics, but I decided, well, I was more interested in lighting, so I decided to look up how to do objects that emitted light. And so when I found out how to do indirect lighting, because I tried to use lamps, but I found those didn't turn out very well because it was much more obvious that it was just right in there. This is one of my, again going with the light beam and cubes theme. And I go ahead and try to have some more closer, a lot more objects, much more detail and lighting in one in the background. Just bump these up. Again, just more cubes sitting in midair. And I have this one. Let's see if it... Here you go. This one was probably my most recent one, and it's one of my much more detailed ones that has to do with lighting. And for this one, I experimented a bit more with using lamps, because what I did was I used, for the window detail, I actually used an emit light. This emitted, it used emit light, but didn't have indirect lighting turned on, so it just looks completely perfectly white. And I did the same thing on the floor, which you can kind of tell because it doesn't line up perfectly. And I set a lamp in between it. Okay, see? In the, right in front of it, with the ray shadow on, and I turned the samples way up so that I would have a higher detail. And I just made the window red in this, so let me just bump this down, let's say 10. It really doesn't matter as much. It'll be way faster. Just because with 100% reflectiveness, you really can't tell that, oh, it's red, because it's a mirror. Just get rid of that. It's also my first time messing around with text. And I decided, like, for most things, I really don't go much into color because I want to stick bit more with using lighting. Like I just have 2 windows. I usually use more like small controlled environments. Just undo that. And as well, I'm also doing this thing where we're working, well, I should say we, because I'm not doing it as much personally, because I'm more new to it, but we're making, it's like Alice Road, not I-80, is one of my more recent creations, where I decided to make a cutaway house, more of an example of, hey, this is what your house could look like inside. This was very quickly made, just in 2 days, and like an hour 30 minutes per class period, where I decided to quickly make the walls, just bump them up 1, then create some flooring. I decided to use the same flooring type for both the kitchen and the bathroom because personally I view a carpet background just a bit odd. I guess I have to deal with all the details with the toilet, the sink, the bed, a little alarm clock, some sofa, a rug, and the kitchen items. And the oven. Simple bumping this up. Before, the shadows were a lot sharper. This kind of gives it a bit more of a realistic look. Whatever it's between 10 and 1. But yeah, that's what I've been doing with my personal projects. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed, and see you later.